guys, welcome back to Tradingofftilt. I'm Ryan. In this video we're going to be going over my Elliott wave count for Algo, and before we get into it I want to show you guys what we're looking at on the macro time frame. And the first count we could be going off of is this one right here, where this is all going to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to complete this primary wave 1. We came down for this primary wave 2, and now we're in this primary wave 3, where this would have been the intermediate 1. We came down for the intermediate 2 for an ABC. Then we're going to be coming up for the 3, 4, 5. Now this count is actually my preferred count because it makes the most sense. It's really the only way we could get a nice impulse off these lows, and it's even debatable if you want to call it a quote-unquote nice impulse, because we have to call this all a truncated wave 5 right here, which does not come beyond the end of this wave 3. So a little bit funky there, and also the wave 5 is very, very short compared to this wave 1. Not perfect, but it's really, like I mentioned, the only way we could get a nice 5-wave impulse off these lows. The alternative to getting an impulse is saying that this is all a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you guys can see you get overlap between the 4 and the 1 right here. So I'll just show you guys real quickly. This is the top of the wave 1. This wave 4 overlaps this wave 1. So that's actually invalidating this being a valid impulse because you can't get overlap between the 4 and the 1. But if we give it a little bit of leniency, maybe we say it's an altcoin, so therefore it has these, liquidation wicks to the downside. If we give it a little bit of leniency, we might be able to say this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this completes a primary wave 1 up here. And this could all be an A wave for a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the primary wave 2. This would be a B wave down for the C wave for a zigzag. That's a possibility, but on this channel, I usually like to go over the counts that abide by Elliott wave rules the most, and this one does not. So I'm going to be going off of this count for the most part. But an alternative to get a 1, 2, or rather to get the completion of a motive wave at these highs right here. And it's actually debatable if you want to include this wick in the count, because this is really a very quick wick. If we zoom in, it really just shoots up and comes right back down. So that could have been some sort of rare phenomenon that we have to kind of ignore in Elliott waves. But if we were to include this wick, we could actually say that this would be a 1, 2. So I'll show you guys real quick. This would be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this would all be of intermediate degree to complete the primary wave 1. And that would give us the same result as this count right here, where we would be impulsing out for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because we'd be putting in a wave 5 right here. So either way, this would be putting in the primary wave 1 most likely right here, and we're going to be coming down for an ABC. Whether you go off this count and you give this wave 4 a little bit of leniency, or if you go off the leading diagonal count and you say this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I just wanted to show you guys those counts, but I think it's more likely just kind of given, if we go off this count right here, for example, I'm going to show you guys real quick. If we go off this count, then we're going to have to assume that this is a very, very short wave 5, and it's possible. I think it actually, I'm a little bit torn between this count and this count. But for this video, I'm going to be going over this count because it makes the most sense to me. So this is what we're looking at on the high time frame. We put in an intermediate 1, 2. This is probably going to be an extended third. We're going to be coming up for a 3, 4, 5. So those are the counts we could be looking at in the macro time frame. Now let's zoom in to see what we could be looking at in this section right here. So I'm going to go onto the 4-hour chart. All right, so we're on the 4-hour chart. And the first count I want to show you guys today for this wave 2. So this would be a primary wave 1, primary wave 2. We'd be calling this all a WXY, and would start out with this W wave for an A, B, C, D, E barrier triangle. Now keep in mind you can't have a triangle for wave 2. However, you can have a triangle as a part of a complex correction for wave 2. It is rare, but it is possible. So this could be a wave W down here for triangle. This would be a zigzag up here for a wave X, and this would be coming down for a wave Y, which would be a zigzag for A, B, C. Now, this wave X is very expanded. If we take a Fibonacci retracement tool and we look at the expansion levels, pulling it from the top of the wave 3 to the bottom of the wave W, we come to the 1.618 to complete this wave X. That's a very high target for an expanded wave X. So not very likely, in my opinion, this is a wave X, but it is a possibility. Now, also, this doesn't really look much like a zigzag. Oops, excuse me. This doesn't really look much like a zigzag. This looks more impulsive than calling it an ABC to kind of squeeze in a zigzag for the wave X. So that's another reason I don't like it. And also, like I mentioned, triangle corrections, you can get them as part of a WXY, but they're not very common as a way, in a way too. So that's another thing to keep in mind. So overall, I'm not a huge fan of this count, but it is a possibility. Now, this would be a WXY, like I mentioned. I'm going to go to the next count, and that would be, I'm going to put these in the proper folder. The next count would simply be saying this is a wave 1 up here, as so. And this would all be an expanded flat, which would be an A, B. It would be the same subdivisions as I showed you guys earlier, which would be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the wave C. So this would be A, B, C wave A. This would probably be A, B, C wave B. So this wave B would actually be an expanded flat in itself. And this wave C would be a 1, which starts out with a leading diagonal, which would be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This would be a wave 2 for an A, B, C. Then we come down for the 3, 1, 2. This would probably be a truncated wave 5 down here. So this would be a 1, 2, 3, 4 truncated wave 5 right here. As you guys can see, because this wave 5 does not come beyond the end of this wave 3, that's probably the best way to subdivide it. Alternatively, you might be able to say this is a very short 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. However, I think it makes more sense to say it's a truncated wave 5 down here. You get the right look and better symmetry between the 1, 2 and the 3, 4, 5. So then moving on, we get a wave 4 here. And then off the wave 4, we can count down for a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to complete this wave C, which would complete the this whole correction right here for an ABC expanded flat. And that would be putting in this wave 2, and we're theoretically going to be coming up, impulsing up for this wave 3, which is going to be up here. Come down for the wave 4, up for the wave 5, and that's going to complete this primary wave 3 up here. So 3, 4, 5. That's what we're looking at for this count. Now those are the main counts I wanted to show you guys today. Now it's not very, I'm not really going into a lot of counts in this chart right here because there's not really a whole lot of counts that I think are valid. Those are really the only 2 that I think we could be looking at. This makes the most sense calling this a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So assuming we put in a wave 1 here, then we could either call this a wave X right here to summarize. This could be a wave X being put in here, where this is all a WXY, or we could say this wave 1 was put in here, the wave 2 correction was simply put in right here, and this would actually not be a triangle, but instead it would be a zigzag for an A, B, C, which would look like this. And this would all be of intermediate degree. That's the first possibility, but if we were to say the wave 2 ends over here, then we have to kind of force in a WXY to this section right here. However, like I mentioned, I think it makes a little bit more sense, even though this is a very short wave 2 compared to the length of this wave 1 and how long this wave 1 took to complete. It makes more sense to me to say the wave 2 is put in right here and say this is the start of a wave 3, because it just looks more impulsive, and just given all the things that I mentioned, it makes more sense to call this a wave 1 as opposed to a wave X. So that's what I'm looking at given this count right here. Now I'm going to show you guys what we could be looking at if we do go off the other counts, and it's pretty simple as well. But if we were to say this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then we could perhaps say that we get the same subdivisions as I showed you guys earlier. So this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but instead of putting in the wave C of an expanded flat, in which case this would be an A, B, C, we could actually be putting in the wave A of a zigzag. So this could be the wave A of a zigzag. We're going to be coming up for the wave B and then back down for the wave C. Now that could also be in the case that this is a wave 1 here, this is a 2 here. Excuse me guys, I'm going to hide this. That could also be in the case this is a 1, 2, and then we get this is a WX, and this is just a longer wave Y. However, it's more likely in the case that this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is all going to be an A, B, C. Now a good target to be looking for the wave B would be typically, you don't know for sure. The wave B could come up really anywhere, that as long as it doesn't take out the beginning of the wave A. But a good target is typically between the 0.382 and the 0.618. So that would be Right here on arithmetic would be all the way up here in this box right here. And that would be around this volume support that we created in this range right here. As you guys can see, we were kind of just ranging in this area right here for a long time. So we could come into a point of control up here if we take a fixed range volume profile from the high to the low. Then we could be coming back into this volume profile up here, which could be right here around 1.38 US dollars, or up here around the 0.5 and around 1.74 or 75 US dollars. So I'm not going to give you guys a precise target. It's very hard to tell at this point. You know, we only just started bouncing off the lows. So once we do get something that's more indicative of a wave A up here, and we get a pullback, it's going to be easier to give you guys a precise target for where the wave C could end up in the case this is going to be some sort of A, B, C zigzag for the wave B, and we come back down for the wave C. But long story short, I think it makes a lot of sense that we put in something down here at the lows. Now this could have been an A, B, C to complete an expanded flat, in which case this would actually all be a wave 1 up here. Oops, this would be a wave 1 up here as so. Or this could simply be a wave A, we're coming up for wave B, down for wave C. So keep that in mind. You know, if we do come up, I think we're gonna come up further, but it could just be a wave B. You wanna look at the volume profile. So if we come up on decreasing volume or pretty steady volume, that's gonna be an indicator. This is more a corrective move as opposed to an impulsive move. And we're probably just gonna be, you know, correcting up here, grinding up here, and then getting a dump down. But if we get increasing volume as so, and then that's going to be indicating, especially because if this is a 1 and this is a 2, we're going to be coming up for the third of the third. So you really want to see increasing volume on the move up. So if we do get increasing volume, we start smashing past some pretty big resistance levels. That's going to be a good indicator. This is going to be the start of a wave 3 as opposed to this being A, B, C. Now I'm going to see if there's anything else I wanted to go over. Yeah, so this could be a barrier triangle. I don't think it's that likely. I just wanted to show you guys real quick. It is possible, it's just not very likely. We could have put in, if we put in the wave 5 here, maybe this is some sort of wave 3, 4. You know, that doesn't really make any sense to me, but it is a possibility because we are getting decreasing volume for the most part. If we zoom in, actually no, okay, we're not even getting decreasing volume. So we get pretty high volume in this wave B. And with this wave A, we get pretty low volume, so not even decreasing volume. I'm not going to consider this count. I just wanted to show you guys, you know, it is possible to get an expanded wave B for barrier triangle for A, B, C, D, E. But, you know, just for educational purposes, the reason I'm not going off of it is because you get pretty high volume in the wave A, rather in the wave B compared to the wave A. And also this wave B is very expanded, kind of similar to the wave X. It's very expanded, so it's not very favorable calling this a wave B for a running triangle. So yeah, I'm gonna zoom out to summarize to you guys what I'm looking at. I'm favoring us bouncing off here and just kind of coming up here to start the wave 3. However, like I mentioned, in the case this is a leading diagonal as so, then we could be expecting us to be doing something like this, A, B, C. But regardless, I'm going to be expecting us to at least bounce somewhere up here before getting a rejection. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys in the next video and in the Discord server. Take care. Bye.